In the 1820s, 16-year-old Samuel Meharry was hauling a load of salt through the Kentucky wilderness when his wagon slid off the road into a muddy ditch. With rain and nightfall limiting his options, Samuel searched for help. Peering through the darkness, Samuel saw a modest cabin that was home to a Black family recently freed from slavery. Ignoring risks involved in responding to a stranger's knock on the door, the family, still vulnerable to slave hunters paid to return freedmen to bondage, gave Samuel food and shelter for the night. At morning's light, they helped the young visitor raise his wagon from the mud, and Samuel continued on his way. The Black family's act of kindness touched young Samuel so deeply that he vowed to repay it. "I have no money now," he said as he departed, "but when I am able, I shall do something for your race." Tragically, history never recorded the name of the courageous Black family, and perhaps their identity even receded in the mind of Samuel as he grew prosperous in the years that followed. Even so, 40 years later, as the Civil War ended and Black citizens began their long struggle for rights guaranteed by the Constitution, Samuel seized an opportunity to redeem his vow. When leading Methodist clergymen and laymen organized the Freedmen's Aid Society in August of 1866 to elevate former slaves intellectually and morally, Samuel acted. He and his 4 brothers, Alexander, David, Hugh, and Jesse, pledged their support to Central Tennessee College's emerging medical education program. With $30,000 in cash and real property, the Meharry brothers repaid the Black family's act of kindness with one of their own. In 1876, they funded the college's medical department, which evolved over time into what we now know as Meharry Medical College. Today, the salt wagon image symbolizes those several acts of kindness, philanthropy, and countless others performed by our loyal supporters.
Let us pray. Almighty God, creator of the universe, the center of our joy and our refuge and our help in time of trouble. We come celebrating at this moment in time all of who you are. And today manifests the truth that the work you have begun in us, you will complete it to the end. We invite you into this service, into this holy space, even though we know you are already here and have been there through it all. We invite you because we want to express our love and gratitude for who you are and what you have done in our lives. For if we had 1,000 tongues, we would use every one of them to give you thanks. We thank you for these graduates. They've worked hard, sacrificed, and held on to their faith through the journey at Meharry Medical College. We thank you for parents, aunts, and uncles, and significant others, children, and friends who have stood in the gap for them, wiped their tears, provided resources even though they went without. And most of all, they prayed for them. We thank you for professors and staff and all others who taught, mentored, and provided words of encouragement and support to these graduates. Oh God, you're good and you're faithful. Now we're at that one moment in time, the moment, if we listen close enough, we will hear those wonderful words saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. Yet we are reminded that the work is not over, because as we leave this space, we enter into new territory with new callings to heal, change, and inspire the world, because that's what we need in times like these. I believe, oh God, that you have ordained and consecrated this class of doctors, dentists, researchers, and scientists for such a time as this, a time when we need those trained to deliver health care and to do so with care, compassion, and love, who sees their privilege to share in this way as a gift of mercy and an act of grace. Oh God. Yes, Lord. Let everything that we say and do be done so with love and bring you the glory. May what we are feeling right now on this occasion inspire us in the days to come. And let our lives be one of worship through service to all. It is in your name we do pray. Amen.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. When the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave. Let every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with the steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place from which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought
Good morning. I'm Dr. James E.K. Hildreth, President and CEO of Meharry Medical College. Chairman Adams, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, graduates, parents, families, friends, and distinguished guests. Thank you for joining us today in celebrating the 146th graduation ceremony of Meharry Medical College for the class of 2021. While a lot has changed in the last few months with the COVID-19 pandemic, we are still faced with the greatest public health challenge of our lives. Over the last year, as an infectious disease scientist, I have seen the worst of the health crisis with COVID-19, and now we see optimism in the vaccines that have been developed. We feel hopeful, a sense of joy, now that vaccines are going into arms of people around the world and here in our nation, our communities, our families, and yes, into our arms as well. We at Meharry Medical College have worked tirelessly this year to improve access to COVID-19 testing, approval of vaccines, and getting those vaccines to people of color as well as to the general population. I'm proud, as the president of Meharry Medical College, that we heard the call to serve and we answered it for social justice and social responsibility by participating in the work against the pandemic here in Nashville and toward the approval of vaccines for the nation. As we did 100 years ago, we used our collective energy and did our part. So today, upon your graduation, we are grateful for the hope that we see that will become a reality as we return to our lives, not as we knew them, but as they will be defined by guidance for staying safe and well. We have faith that our lives, the lives of our families, our neighbors, and our communities around the globe will get better, renewed by better access to health care, improved economic status, and reaffirmed faith. That faith that guided Meharry Medical College 100 years ago now supports our belief that new frontiers and great opportunities are ahead for you, our graduates. We can see clearly over the horizon toward new frontiers of scientific discovery, medical and dental advances, and public health integration. The beacon of hope prevails. For you, graduates of the class of 2021, as members of the health professional team, you have earned your place in history during this pandemic. We are proud of each of you. As Meharryans, you are addressing health equity for marginalized communities across the nation and within your communities and neighborhoods. Your work symbolizes our mission, worship of God through service to mankind. You are giving meaning to our motto by your collective action and your humanity as healthcare professionals. You, the graduates of the class of 2021, are meeting the challenge of the complexity of the day with professionalism, strength, hope, faith, and charity. Congratulations. You are joining the ranks of physicians, scientists, biomedical scientists, and public health professionals who are saving lives by providing quality care to patients who need and trust not only your knowledge and skill, but also your compassion. Finally, class of 2021, do you remember the beacon of light that led Sam Meharry to that cabin in the middle of the night? That beacon that has led thousands of patients to our care? That beacon that has led thousands of students to our educational and training programs? That beacon that has been shining for more than 145 years? Well, today, that beacon shines through you to your families, your communities, and indeed to the world. Please let your light shine, Meharry Medical College class of 2021. And again, congratulations.
Good morning, Mr. President, alumni, faculty, staff, students, families, guests, and to you, the class of 2021. I bring greetings and congratulations from the Board of Trustees on this most important day in your career. Getting to this day, this moment in time, has been full of uncertainties. These uncertainties have changed how and what we think about the simple things in life. Things like hanging out with friends, grabbing a sandwich at the nearest restaurant, and yes, even spending time in the backyard with family. The impact of COVID-19 has produced these uncertainties beyond any recent history or memory. As Meharrians, we believe that there is power in uncertainty. Power that propels us to do great things and power to become great. Also, uncertainties become memory, shaping who we are and directing how we act and how we behave. You, the class of 2021, understand that power is to be used for setting your path to new frontiers and opportunities in the health professions. Today, the Board of Trustees is certain that as health professionals, you have embraced your power as a true gift of belief for growing stronger and for success. We declare that as graduates of Meharry Medical College, you are strong, confident, successful, and destined to do great things. New frontiers await you as outstanding physicians, dentists, biomedical scientists, and public health practitioners. Congratulations to you, the class of 2021.
Good morning, Mr. President, Chair of the Board of Trustees, board members, faculty, alumni, friends, and families of our graduates. To the class of 2021, congratulations to you. As graduates of Meharry Medical College, you are the evidence of our mission and the future of new frontiers in medicine, dentistry, biomedical sciences, and public health. To that end, we celebrate your achievements and look forward to the beginning of new opportunities for you as you leave Meharry for the exploration of these new frontiers. We, the faculty of Meharry, look expectantly with much anticipation toward your contributions to the state of Tennessee, the nation, and the world in the years to come. Once again, congratulations, class of 2021.
It is a pleasure to introduce the speaker for our 146th commencement for the class of 2021, James R. Downing, MD. Dr. Downing is President and Chief Executive Officer of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. He is currently leading an $11.5 billion commitment to accelerate progress in the research and treatment of pediatric cancers and other catastrophic diseases by expanding St. Jude clinical care and scientific programs in Memphis and around the globe. A renowned leader in pediatric cancer research, Dr. Downing focuses his work on understanding the genetic basis of cancer and using that information to improve treatments. He was instrumental in launching the Pediatric Cancer Genome Project, an ambitious sequencing effort to discover why childhood cancer arises, spreads, and resists treatment. Beyond research, Dr. Downing has been a driving force to take St. Jude to the world. He has championed an extraordinary new program to raise pediatric cancer survival rates internationally. This will be accomplished through a global alliance of healthcare providers who work to ensure that children everywhere have access to quality care. Dr. Downing earned his undergraduate and medical degrees at the University of Michigan. He joined St. Jude in 1986 after training in anatomic pathology at Washington University in St. Louis and completing a fellowship in hemopathology at the University of Florida in Gainesville. For his work, Dr. Downing has received numerous honors, including election to the National Academy of Medicine and the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Most recently, he received the Society of Memorial Sloan Kettering Prize, the E. Donnell Thomas Lecture and Prize from the American Society of Hematology, and the Pediatric Oncology Award from the American Society of Clinical Oncology. Dr. Downing.
President Hildreth, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, parents, guests, and above all, graduates. Thank you for allowing me to share this wonderful day with you. It is a distinct honor for me to give the commencement address from Meharry Medical College, and one that I will forever treasure. I want to start by congratulating the graduates. Today is a special day. This ceremony marks the conclusion of years of hard work and dedication. But even more than that, it is the start of a new chapter. You are entering healthcare, one of the most respected professions in the world. Reflect for a moment on the journey you've taken to get here, the work you've done, the experiences you've had, and the friendships you've made. Be tremendously proud of this accomplishment. Class of 2021, I congratulate you on achieving this milestone. But this is not your day alone. It took a community to help you reach this day. For those who supported, encouraged, and helped you through this journey, to those who picked you up when you were down, parents, partners, family members, friends, and professors, they all played a role in the success we celebrate now, and they all deserve a round of applause. In a few moments, you will receive your degree and become official graduates of Meharry Medical College. As Meharryans, you are members of an elite fraternity committed to helping others. Class of 2021, the impact of your choice will echo in communities near and far for years to come. It has been 40 years since I sat in an audience waiting to receive my doctoral degree. In many ways, it feels like yesterday. Reflecting back, there are 3 stories from my life I want to share in the hope that they will help you as you move forward as a member of this great profession. The first story is about finding your passion and pursuing it. I grew up in Detroit in the 1960s. The city was the hub of the auto industry. My dad was an engineer at Ford. From as far back as I can remember, it was assumed that I would follow in his footsteps. I wasn't a serious student, but I had a gift for math and science. So when it came time for college, engineering it was. Those first semester classes were uninspiring, to say the least. I distinctly remember one professor discussing the pros and cons of instituting a recall. Would it cost more to settle lawsuits than recall faulty vehicles? These kinds of questions were not for me. Around the same time, I had to take a biology class. I hated biology, and I dreaded sitting through those lectures. Then I made a mistake that changed everything. I misread the assigned pages and opened the book to a chapter on cell division. I could not put it down. I read over 100 pages that night. The next morning, I decided I was going to change my major. I was going to become a molecular biologist. I had found my passion, biomedical science. I love the pursuit of scientific research, the experimental process, the interpretation of data, and the excitement when that elusive answer to a gap in knowledge appears. Even today, when I see exciting new data, I get the same feeling as when I was a child hitting a home run. I was lucky to discover this early in my life and to be able to pursue it throughout my career. To wake up every day and be excited about going to work, I could not ask for anything more. As you move into your career, pursue your passion. Find the work that excites you. Don't settle. Within the fields of healthcare and science, the opportunities are vast. You will be starting internship, residencies, fellowships, and that first job. If your initial choice isn't a good fit, don't be afraid to make a change. You owe it to yourself to find a career about which you are deeply passionate. As a corollary to this, trust the foundational education you've received at Meharry. It is one of the greatest training experiences in the world, and you've been prepared in ways that others have not. The education and values you've amassed over the past few years will help you meet the challenges ahead. Go with confidence and the knowledge that you, as a Meharryan, are a model for others. My second story is about making a difference. As I like to say, don't limit the size of your dreams. My story starts not with me, but with Danny Thomas, the founder of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, an institution where I've had the privilege of working for the past 35 years. As a young man, Danny found his passion in entertainment, but for years he struggled to turn this into a career. Married, with a baby on the way, he visited a Detroit church and said a prayer to St. Jude Thaddeus, the patron saint of hopeless causes. "Show me my way in life, and I will build you a shrine." The request was not for fame or money, but rather a plea for direction. Soon after his prayer, he received a call to perform at a Chicago nightclub. This engagement led to more opportunities. Throughout the 50s and 60s, Danny's career flourished through film and television, and he became an international star. Danny, however, never forgot his prayer or his commitment to St. Jude to build a shrine. During his early career, he had read a story about an African-American boy living in the South who had been struck by a car driven by a white man. The driver of the car picked the boy up, placed him in his car, and drove him to the closest hospital. The hospital refused to take the child because he was black. The driver took the child to the next town, and again, the child was refused treatment. The driver tried once more, but as he drove to the third hospital, the child died. Danny was deeply affected by this story. In fact, he carried a clipping of the newspaper article in his wallet for the rest of his life. That tragedy helped influence his decision to turn his shrine to St. Jude into a hospital in the South where no child would be turned away because of race, religion, or inability to pay. This was in the early 1960s, a time of incredible discrimination, yet Danny was not deterred. Moreover, he decided that the hospital was not going to be like other children's hospitals. It would be a research hospital focused on pediatric catastrophic illness, diseases considered incurable. Now, Danny had no experience in running a hospital or a research institution, and no experience in how to raise the funds for such an operation. But he did have something important, a dream, coupled with talent and passion. Danny used his resources to engage and inspire others to support his cause with his rallying cry, "No child should die in the dawn of life." More than half a century later, St. Jude is the largest healthcare-related charity in the United States, an institution responsible for introducing the word cure to the entire field of cancer and a place of hope for children around the world. I have used this approach whenever I pursue a new endeavor. A little over 12 years ago, I was having dinner with a colleague. We discussed advances in the field of human genomics and genetics. We wondered, could the newly improved DNA sequencing technology be used to define the landscape of mutations that drive pediatric cancer? At this time, the Human Genome Project had only recently been completed, and only a single human cancer genome had been sequenced. Moreover, I had never worked with one of these sequencing machines, nor had I any idea on how to interpret the 60 trillion data points that are generated from one patient. At that dinner table, we began to ask what-if questions and sketched out possibilities on napkins. By the end, we had designed a big, bold, and ambitious plan to sequence pediatric cancer. We estimated that it would cost $50 million to launch and operate such a project, but we also knew that this kind of effort would revolutionize our understanding of pediatric cancer and that the knowledge gained would translate into cures. Soon we traded the napkin for Excel spreadsheets and PowerPoints. For 2 years, my colleagues and I gave presentations to scientific committees, board of governors, and our fellow scientists. We took that single idea and made it the shared purpose of many. In 2010, St. Jude and Washington University unveiled the world's first effort to map the genomes of childhood cancer patients and uncover the genetic drivers of the disease. Last year, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of the Pediatric Cancer Genome Project. The effort has unearthed a treasure trove of information providing groundbreaking discoveries in brain tumors, leukemias, and solid tumors. On your career journey, don't limit the size of your dreams. Decide what is important and challenge yourself to think beyond current circumstances. What do you want the future to look like? How can you make a difference? How can your skills, training, and actions be used to create an impact beyond your patients to their families, community, city, and beyond? Medicine is science, but it is so much more. It is an art form that requires human interactions filled with understanding and empathy. It's also more than just treating disease. It's about prevention and wellness. It's about identifying the social determinants that adversely affect a patient's or a community's health and deciding how to address those. It's about being involved. I challenge you to commit yourself to enhancing the way medicine is practiced and serving others far beyond the hospital setting. The message of my last story is, if you are going to try to make a difference, why not try to change the world in which you live? A few years ago at St. Jude, we had an ambitious idea: educate a global workforce to treat children with cancer in low and middle-income countries. How does a hospital based in Memphis reach the world and fulfill such an awe-inspiring charge? We decided to share our dream with others and ask that they join us in making a better world for children everywhere. I traveled to Geneva to pitch the ambitious concept to the leaders of the World Health Organization. We talked about the scope of the problem. In the U.S., 16,000 children are diagnosed with cancer each year, and more than 80% will survive their disease. In contrast, 400,000 children worldwide will be diagnosed with cancer annually, and about 80% will die. The chief determinant of whether children will live or die from cancer is where they are born. This is one of the greatest disparities in the delivery of medicine worldwide. Our conversation turned to what could be done. At dinner, once again on the back of a napkin, we sketched out the outlines of what turned into the Global Childhood Cancer Initiative, a partnership between St. Jude and the WHO to improve global cure rates for pediatric cancer from 20% to 60% during the next decade. It is an incredibly aspiring goal, and I admit that night I was so excited by the conversation and possibility that I couldn't sleep. I was reaching beyond my training, my experience, my skill, but at least pushing the idea would start the conversation on how to change the outlook for children around the globe. I'm proud to say that in 2018, we announced the project at the United Nations. Now, in our second year, we are on track to reach our goal by 2030. In your career, and the many choices you will make along the way, remember to ask the question, how might I change the world in which I live? Although we live in troubling times with the COVID-19 pandemic raging globally and significant social unrest at home and abroad, I see reason for hope. Across our country, a movement is underway. From addressing racial and social injustice to sustaining the long-term health of our planet, people are raising their voices and using their talents to build a brighter world. As healthcare providers, we cannot ignore what is happening. It affects patients, the communities in which we work, and the relationships we have with one another. As a member of the healthcare profession, you are looked upon as a leader. Use that position wisely. Push for change and solutions that have the potential to change the world in which you live. Fight with passion for better equitable education, healthcare access, social services, and equal opportunity for all. And most of all, fight for a better future for generations to come. As Meharryans follow in the footsteps of the great individuals who have graduated from this school and go out and change the world. I wish you success in your life and your career, and remember, we're counting on you to work toward a better tomorrow. Thank you.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is leading the way the world understands, treats, and cures childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases. It is the only national cancer comprehensive center devoted solely to children. Treatments developed at St. Jude have helped push the overall childhood cancer survival rate from 20% to 80% since the hospital opened more than 50 years ago. St. Jude freely shares the breakthroughs it makes, and every child saved at St. Jude means doctors and scientists worldwide can use that knowledge to save thousands more. Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, and food, because all a family should worry about is helping their child to live. To learn more, visit stjude.org or follow St. Jude on social media at St. Jude Research.
The Board of Trustees of Meharry Medical College hereby authorizes you, Mr. President, to confer degrees to the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the following degrees: the Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences, the Master of Science in Public Health, the Master in Health Sciences, the Doctor of Dental Surgery, and the Doctor of Medicine. Furthermore, the Board of Trustees authorizes you, Mr. President, to confer the Certificate in Health Policy to all qualified candidates who have completed the Clinical Scholars Program for Health Policy in the School of Graduate Studies and Research.
Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the faculty and the deans of the School of Medicine, the School of Dentistry, and the School of Graduate Studies and Research of Meharry Medical College, we present to you the candidates in the class of 2021 for conferring of degrees for the Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences, the Master of Science in Public Health, the Master in Health Sciences, the Doctor of Dental Surgery, and the Doctor of Medicine. We request that the Certificate in Health Policy be presented to qualified candidates in the class of 2021 who have completed the course of training in the Center for Health Policy in the School of Graduate Studies and Research.
We are pleased to recognize the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Benim Orome Andrew Davids, Kenneth J. Harris, Shalonda M. Ingram, Bobby L. Jones, Ariana Nicole Renrick, Jeremy Sprouse, Trinika Chantrell Walters.
Will the PhD graduates repeat the biomedical oath with me? I accept this opportunity to follow the difficult and rewarding path of biomedical science. I will endeavor to honor all those who have contributed to this opportunity by always working to the utmost of my abilities and by increasing those abilities when possible. I pledge to use my energy, intellect, and education to enhance the lives of all humans, understanding that often the greatest strides are made through efforts to assist the dispossessed and underprivileged in our world. I will carefully consider and remain mindful of the ethical implications of my work. I will never use my gifts and skills to intentionally harm any individual, group, or the planetary environment. In planning and carrying out my work, I will treat this planet and all its life forms with honor and respect. I will honor and respect the efforts of my teachers, taking great care to always give credit where credit is due, and always humbly understanding that all I see by standing on the shoulders of the many scientists who have gone before me. I also will honor and respect my students and all who rely on that which I have learned, endeavoring to truthfully and openly disclose all my methods, findings, and conclusions. So long as I adhere to this pledge, may I have continued success in the field of biomedical science. Thank you.
We are pleased to recognize the following candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Public Health.
Namdi K. Anige, Shannon O. Ballard, Brianna N. Baptist, Gregory Deshawn Boyer, Amita Venkateshwarao Datrika, Kristen Cherise Gregory, Princess Amaka E. Kemenego, Darian B. Jackson, George Wilson Johnson, Peter E. Kalu, Soheb Khan, Raven Ikea Lewis, Contessa D. Metcalf, Olatunde Osho, Denise L. Torres, Antoinette Williams, Ariel Sierra Worley,
Will the Master's in Science and Public Health graduates please repeat the Public Health Pledge with me? I pledge to do all within my power to safeguard human and environmental health through prevention, protection, promotion, and educational efforts. I will accept the responsibility to use my talents, training, and professional experience to instill public trust in all my public health endeavors. It is my personal commitment to serve my community with integrity and pride. As a member of the public health community, I recognize the unique responsibilities associated with this role. I commit myself to the highest standards of professionalism and ethical conduct required to achieve community health and to ensuring that the basic resources and conditions necessary for health are accessible to all members of the community. Thank you.
We are pleased to recognize the following candidates for the degree of Master of Health Sciences.
Abiola Ayomide Adekunle, Odaro Adu, Khalid M. Alomari, Tiara Amerson, Kiera S. Archer, Shaquandra Pumesia Patricia Arlene, Afolarin O. Arawaro, Marcelo Baptiste, Brandy Barlow, Ashley Janai Mayo Bass, Matthew M. Beard, Dedrick Dwayne Bellio, Candice Besant, Santija Shamil Billings, Aaron Blaylock, Christian Boone, Delaney Bradford, Larikia Andrade Brown, Selena Brown, Philip E. Brownlee, Elise Lene Bundage, Taylor A. Burnett, Dominique Butler, Reginald Kennard Cobbins, Alexis Copeland, Janice Aubria Cousin, Nia Crosby, Michael J. Curry, Ariana V. Danzy, Tiffany Danielle Davis, Edward Jelani DeBrady, Joshua P. Delaney, Maisha Jamie Edelin, Gabriel A. Edwards, Daniel L. Epps, Julius W. Irvin, Alana Lael Farrar, Bria A. K. Fleming, Jupiter Ambrose Cham Florimon, Marlon T. Foster II, Ivy Michelle Frazier, Gia Waego, Sasha Gambra, Santaria Ariane Gitor, Terry Gordon, Janae Graham, Alexis M. Grant, Kelsey M. Green, Gabriel Jane Hare, Demetrius Jeremiah Hall, Destiny J. Harris, Dion T. Heavens, Dimitri J. Henderson, Jared W. Jackson, Jasmine C. Jackson, Tevin A. Jackson, Ryan A. Johnson, Joy C. Jones, Kashina T. Jones. Lauren Alyssa Marie Jordan. Kiara Cambrielle Joseph. Simone Berche Kenya. Jemiah Ariel Cornigay. Olatundan Yasa Ladele. Rikia J. Langston. Christina Danielle Lavender. Corey Lewis. Imanti Zaire Lewis. Chelsea Danielle Martin. Amazia Centrell Mayo. Nina E. Umbanu. Kayla McKenzie. Rebecca Merville. Jordan Mackenzie Mitchell. Inkiruka A. Makolo. Jayla Alexandria Moore. Alake Myers. Ryan C. Neal. Jade O. Norman. Chika G. Wanabu. Uchechi Alexis Waneri. Colette I. O'Banner. Anthea Oluchi Ojedi. Vanessa N. Okechukwu. Michael Okoro. Indinma Isabel Akpala. Faith O. Omotor. Joyce U. Onwechekwa. Olawatobi Blessing Oshomoji. Miranda M. Page. Moesha Lynette Parsons. Zora Fatima Patterson. Elise Amy Pearson Bryant. Sherelle Perkins. Jada R. Pierre. Vashti V. B. Price. Corey Ashlyn Cullen. Jeffrey Jordan Radcliffe. Samantha Michelle Seibert. Jodine Saide. Ebrima Sidibe. Brooklyn Lindsay Sims. Andre D. Smith. Taylor C. Spears. Fracalia Brianna Stamper. Olivia Nakishia Stevens. Colin J. Sturpey. Anthony W. Strode Jr. Zahevi D. Suggs. Taylor Monte Sweat. Erica L. Taylor. Gregory B. Taylor. Noah Goss Thomas. Tamara Ilana Thomas. Tina Tran. Samantha Jo Ward. Balul Weldai. Erica Simone Westbrook. London Simone Wheeler. Farron R. White. Jiltris Jerissa Williams. Jasmine Chantel Williams. Sunday Shade Williams. Tierra M. Williams. Amandi B. Wilson. Sydney M. Woods. Danielle Wright. Gianna Weich.
Will the Master of Health Sciences graduates please repeat the Master of Health Sciences pledge with me? As I embark on my career, now an alumnus of the Master of Health Sciences, I pledge that I will represent my scientific profession honorably by conducting myself in my professional endeavors in a manner that is always above reproach. I will incorporate the ethical and moral principles that constitute integrity in all that I do and faithfully ensure the results of my professional activities ultimately benefit our world. With this affirmation, I will acknowledge and honor the contributions of those who have preceded me, while seeking truth and the advancement of knowledge in all my actions. I will strive to show compassion, embrace diversity, and above all, uphold excellence, that I should become a worthy role model deserving of respect by all. Thank you.
We are pleased to recognize the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Dental Surgery.
Rana Tarek Abdul Salam, Oluwasamni O. Adegboyega, Claudia Appia, Tovia I. Banks, Jermaine Dapa Pempa, Kristen D. Bryant, Hanlon Cook Chambers, Jimmy Cheng, Carissa D. Cook, Demont J. Davis Jr., Gretchen DeVales, Andrew P. Demarcarian, Raven E. Douglas, Stephanie O. Ekamezi, Louis Ekeyi, Alexandria Thompson Elzy, Zachary K. Gardner, Kelly Danielle Gutter, Eris Hannah, Chad Kevin Hannibal, Samuel L. Harris, Hannah Maria Hare, Amy Wong, Jasmine Nicole Hodges, Austin Coleman Hunt, Brandon Jewell, Enrica J. Johnson, Sybil R. Jones, Jasmine Elizabeth Lang, Lindsay Sinclair Miller, Raven Shanice Moore, Errol Joseph Morgan III, David Elitzer Motoban, Camila S. Ned, Jennifer Afia Ose Fosu, Anjali A. Patel, Mukti Gurvant Prima, Ragab Ahmed Rafa, Remington Richardson, Maggie George Sargius, Benita Satpathy, Shane A. Simpson, Taylor Antoine Sims, Mark Nader Tadros, Brandon K. Thompson, Tyler A. Thompson, John A. Treherne, Kalila Nichelle Turman Branch, Raina Elise Turner, Chainaya Ijeoma Ukpabi, Riva Tarika Walker, Amber Elizabeth Wurr, Kirulus Ibrahim Wifki, Karenthea Rashawn Wilkinson, Courtney Bianca Wright, Iman Yusuf.
School of Dentistry, class of 2021, please join me in reciting the dental oath. I, realizing the privileges and opportunity that have been given to me, my study and the arts of dentistry, and appreciating the significance of the dental degree which has been conferred upon me, do hereby willingly pledge that I will diligently uphold the dignity, honor, and objective of the dental profession, and to the best of my ability will contribute to its prestige, proficiency, and progress. That I solemnly accept my responsibility to the patient to give the best of my knowledge and skill and to maintain an impeccable relationship with him that will warrant his trust and confidence. That I will faithfully observe the principles of ethics set forth by the profession, and that I will lend my influences and support to dental education, to organized dentistry, and to all segments of the profession which contribute to the fulfillment of this purpose. Class of 2021, welcome to the dental family, and welcome to the Meharry family. Congratulations.
We are pleased to recognize the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine.
Imienreluefe Gregory Adodo. Eseagane U. Adun. Antonio Alcantar. Mohammed Salah Alhamda. Christopher K. Anderson. Sarah Esther Usabian. Sawu Sean Bay. Jordan J. Bakley. Javon R. Baker. Dinah C. Batchelor. Kristen Helene Barawaltis. Christopher Noel Benoit. Lindsay Taylor Burr. Aliska Marie Berry. Marcella Andrea Betancourt. Jamar Joseph Borland. Mitchell Foster Bowers. Abdel Kareem Alikam Brown. Akron I. Shinnery. Jonathan B. Cooks. Yvonne C. Cotterill. Vanessa Imiazu Danya. Rachel Asari Darko. Rasheel Ashwin DeVay. Jennifer Kathleen Davis. Charlie A. Dawson. Jessica Mai Doe. Alexis Donald. Shanna Martine Dorson. Demetrius Michael Durham. Cameron Edwards Hollingsworth. Kemdi Egakeze. Terrence William Embry. Ernst P. Etienne. Adam G. Evans. Chinyere Jacqueline Ezekwe. Ayatollah A. Fatola. Tololupe Fatola. Jason Parker Field. Tyler Gabriel Flout. Blake A. Forte. Irene Fosu Apreku. Stephen Aduro Frimpong. Biza Mursa Gebre Medin. Lauren G. Gendrew. Alec Gabriel Gibson O'Grady. Frederick Grady. Jeremy Gwynn. Madeline K. Hawsey. Brianna Shante Hamilton. Dominique Harris. Jade Harris. Gregory M. Heidel. Andrew M. Hermina. T. Hess. Alexis Brooke Hood. William Burton Hoover II. Nemo Hussein. Mindy Chan Fung Nguyen, Edna A. Aidan, Princess Amaka E. Kiemmenego, Ifani A. Ikwanusi, Evan Guy Bulwer Jackson, Adeshewa Opeyemi John Elishin, Gerald McGinnis Jones Jr., Lori Angel Jones, Jilin Nububo Kamani, Kevin Thomas Kemp II, Simone Monique Lang, Nicole L. Luthold, Desiree Leverett, Kiara Ajane Locke, Sanayak A. McCullough, Mark A. Mikey, Zanib Precious Mohamedou, Dominique Inez Moore, Clementine Namba, Sanket Nayar, Karen Menakaya Indubusi, Vivian C. Nsonwu, Emeka Kelechi Nwoke, Ekchuku N. Olawa, Toluwalashe Anamusi, Joy Patel, Dustin H. Fawn, James Curtis Robertson III, Kyrilos S. Sammy, Shirley N. Shunder Gomez, Leslie Lavon Selden, Ariana Faye Sewell, Carmen S. Simmons, Marcus Amir Simmons, Rihanna Nicole Smith, Yvette Jane Sempia, Michael C. Stefanidis, Jodianne T. Stewart, Renly Summing, Ineo M. Tillowin, Kadar Julius Vanoy, Rukaya Osha Warner, David Wasef, Taylor M. Wells, Hakeem Whittington Brooks, Kristen Amanda Williams, Annalisa Victoria Wilson, Elliot James Winford, Maria Christine Witherspoon, Faisal Mudasiru Yaya.
Graduates of the School of Medicine, Class of 2021, repeat the Hippocratic Oath with me. I swear to fulfill to the best of my ability and judgment this covenant. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures that are required, avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic nihilism. I will remember that there is art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drug. I will not be ashamed to say, I know not, nor will I fail to call on my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for a patient's recovery. I will respect the privacy of my patients, for their problems are not disclosed to me that the world may know. Most especially must I tread with care in matters of life and death. If it is given to me to save a life, all thanks, but it may be also within my power to take a life. This awesome responsibility must be faced with great humbleness and awareness of my own frailty. Above all, I must not play at God. I will remember that I do not treat a fever, chart, or a cancerous growth, but a sick human being whose illness may affect the person's family and economic stability. My responsibility includes those related problems if I am to care adequately for the sick. I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those sound of mind and body, as well as the infirm. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy life and art respected while I live and remembered with affection. Therefore, may I also act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help.
Hello, I'm Dr. Louis Hargett, President of the Meharry National Alumni Association. Mr. President, distinguished guests, honored alumni classes, graduates, members of the Meharry family, ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged to execute the will of the Meharry National Alumni Association by formally inducting the class of 2021 into membership and to solicit their active participation henceforth. Will all 2021 graduates repeat the alumni oath in unison with me? I, having been given the opportunity to enter the health sciences as a provider and/or researcher, do hereby pledge to give my support to Meharry Medical College and the Meharry National Alumni Association, Incorporated. I will encourage gifted, mission-oriented students to consider Meharry as the institution for study in the health sciences. I will network with my fellow Meharrians. I will give generously of my finances to the extent that I am able to do so. I will always conduct myself in a manner to make my alma mater, Meharry Medical College, proud. Thank you. We welcome our new alumni to membership in the Meharry National Alumni Association.
Meharry family and guests, good morning. Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. President, graduates, alumni, faculty, staff, students, and families. Congratulations to the 2021 recipients of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation Health Policy Certificate. You have completed a rigorous course of study in healthcare policy, in addition to completing requirements for your respective degrees in medicine, dentistry, biomedical sciences, and public health. And now you are prepared to join experts in shaping healthcare policy for the nation and our world. The certificate serves as an opportunity to have a voice in establishing new policies and programs in new frontiers in healthcare delivery with a pathway to health equity. Therefore, please join me in saluting the 2021 Healthcare Policy Scholars. Thank you.
Brianna N. Baptist, Frederick Grady, Kristen Sharice Gregory, Chad Kevin Hannibal, Kenneth J. Harris, Gerald McGinnis Jones Jr., Peter E. Kalu, Ariana Nicole Renrick, Raina Elise Turner, Corinthia Rashawn Wilkerson, Kristen Amanda Williams.
Good morning, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. President, graduates, alumni, faculty, staff, students, and families. The recipients of Certificate in Public Health have completed a rigorous course of study in addition to completing requirements for their degrees in dentistry, and are now prepared to join experts in shaping public health policy for the nation. We are pleased to recognize the following recipients of the Certificate in Public Health. They are Rana Tarek Abdel Salam, Oluwasanmi O. Adeboyega, Claudia Appia, Tovia I. Banks, Jermaine Dapa Pempa, Kristen D. Bryant, Hanlon Cook Chambers, Jimmy Cheng, Carissa D. Cook, DeMont J. Davis Jr., Gretchen DeVales, Andrew P. DeMarcarian, Raven E. Douglas, Stephanie O. Ekamizi, Louis Ekiye, Alexandria Thompson Elzie, Zachary K. Gardner, Kelly Daniel Gutter, Eris Hannah, Chad Kevin Hannibal, Samuel L. Harris, Hannah Maria Hare, Amy Huang, Jasmine Nicole Hodges, Austin Coleman Hunt, Brandon Jewell, Enrica J. Johnson, Sybil R. Jones, Jasmine Elizabeth Lang, Lindsay Sinclair Miller, Raven Shanice Moore, Errol Joseph Morgan III, David Elitzer Motabon, Camila S. Ned, Jennifer Afia Ose Fosu, Anjali A. Patel, Mukti Gurvant Prima, Ragab Ahmed Rafa, Remington Richardson, Maggie George Sargias, Benita Satpathy, Shane A. Simpson, Taylor Antoine Sims, Mark Nader Tadros, Brandon K. Thompson, Tyler A. Thompson, John A. Treherne, Kalia Nichelle Turman Branch, Raina Elise Turner, Shania Ijioma Upabi, Riva Tharika Walker, Amber Elizabeth Wurr, Kirulus Ibrahim Wifki, Caranthea Rashawn Wilkerson, Courtney Bianca Wright, Iman Yusuf. Please join me in saluting these public health scholars.
The Leonard Toe Humanism in Medicine Award is presented by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation to the faculty member and the senior medical student who best demonstrates the foundation's ideals of outstanding compassion in the delivery of care, respect for patients, their families, and healthcare colleagues, as well as demonstrated clinical excellence. Here are the recipients for the Leonard Toe Humanism in Medicine Award. Vernita A. Tucker, Terrence William Embry,
doing noble deeds with grateful praise and lasting faithfulness. O Meharry, guide us in our quest.
To the faculty, your dedication, commitment, knowledge, and skill is unparalleled in maintaining and promoting a learning environment in which our graduates have achieved and have arrived at this historical milestone in their professional careers. To the parents and families, this is an exciting day for you. Celebrate with your families knowing that your graduate has accomplished a lifelong expectation that could not have occurred without you lighting the path to this achievement of their graduate degrees in medicine, dentistry, public health, and biomedical sciences. To our outstanding alumni, we celebrate and recognize your support of our work here at Meharry and of its mission. To the classes of 1971 and 1996, who are celebrating their 50th and 25th reunions respectively, we salute you. Your collective support of Meharry Medical College exemplifies our motto of worship of God through service to mankind. And to the Meharry team, we thank you for your dedication and support. Please stay safe and stay well.
To God be the glory for the great things you have done. Let us pray. We thank you for what our eyes have seen and our ears have heard. As we leave this place, let us do so with love in our hearts, energy to serve, and a willingness to pursue the call to heal. Bless the graduates. Continue to provide them with courage, strength, a fierceness to meet the challenges ahead. Now, unto him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceedingly great joy. To the only wise God, our Savior, be glory, majesty, and honor, today, henceforth, and forevermore. Amen.